Your favorite fat boys.
Man on the track, bitch!
What's up, everybody? It's your favorite fat boy, Jarron.
Stefan, a.k.a. Mayhem, a.k.a. Arnold Schwarzenegger, a.k.a. the greatest action hero you've never known.
Action, action, and action. Boom, flames.
Car explodes.
So, welcome back to another episode of your favorite fat boys podcast. Today we're going to talk about our favorite action movies. And the reason why this topic came up because by us being quarantine and in isolation pretty much, I have done nothing but watch a lot of old action movies and to pass the time. And what have you done? Same
stuff that I normally do. I mean, I don't watch a lot of movies, but I do read a lot.
Yeah, so I just been Netflixing it up, just going through the catalog, see what, movies they have. I don't know why I've been watching Lethal Weapon and all their sequels.
Yeah, I don't know either.
They all right, though. They ain't bad.
Yeah, I mean, I like the first two Lethal Weapons, but I can't get down with 3 and 4 was okay.
Yeah, I'm about to watch 4 tonight. So I just finished 3
Jet
last
Li
night.
was kicking ass, but yeah.
It wasn't a fair fight.
Man.
It's Jet Li. So I asked Stefan, I said, when you come up with your top 5 action stars and your top 5 action movies, and then also who is the best action star of all time between our two lists here. Before we hash on that though, what have been some recent movies you watched while in isolation? Anything old, new, anything that kind of surprised you?
I watched Avengers Endgame for the second time. This is the second time that I've seen it because the first time I watched it was in the movie theaters with you, and then I never watched it again. So I watched Infinity War and Endgame back to back, and then I watched what was the Ryan Reynolds movie, 6 Underground?
Yeah, 6 Underground.
Yeah, 6 Underground. That was fucking horrible.
Yeah, that was a bad movie. Did I recommend that to you? I did.
You did recommend that to me.
Because I can't watch something bad by myself. Somebody has see this also.
Yeah, so I watched 6 Underground. And so, yeah, it's 4. And then I watched all 3 John Wick movies.
Okay. That's good. Yeah, speaking of John Wick, I watched Matrix movies.
Okay.
So I watched the first one. Loved it, still high on the list of probably one of the best movies ever. Then I watched the second one. And I remember
Reloaded. And
I remember I liked it, but I liked the action scenes in that movie. The storytelling wasn't that good.
Yeah, not at all.
And the third one, it was okay. There's some promising scenes in there, especially towards the end when they were doing that last stand battle and everything.
Right. I mean, so I kind of wonder where they're gonna go with this remake. Reboot, or is it? No, it's a sequel.
Yeah.
So I kind of figure, kind of wonder what they're gonna do with that. What Wachowski's gonna do with that.
It's tight-lipped right now, but I'm looking forward to it because it was such a groundbreaking movie at the time, especially with the special effects.
Yeah.
So it's going. I'm all for it. So I started watching Police Academy.
Why though?
Because it was on Netflix.
Police Academy, out of the 7 movies that Police Academy has, they only have 3 good ones.
That's all. The first one, Citizens on Patrol,
Which was the 4th one.
Maybe the second and third one I might have liked.
The first one and the second one are good, and the 4th one, which is Citizens on Patrol. That's it. They got, out of 7 movies, they have 3 good ones.
And I didn't realize that. I knew they had a lot of sequels, but they were filmed back to back to back. And then
they were. From the first one to I believe the 5th one, they did a Police Academy movie every year.
That's absurd.
They were cheap to make, and they made a shit ton of money.
They did,
which is mind-boggling.
And the thing about those movies, you don't see them played on regular cable. which is interesting to me.
No, see, I did at one point many years ago, but I guess people wisened up that nobody really wanted to watch them.
Because I remember back in the day, like if you was home from school, like
Police Academy used to play on USA all the fucking time.
I'm about to say that. I just
All
about to
the
say that
fucking
shit. They used to play the Police Academy all the time on USA. USA would have those bootleg movies that might have been in theaters, but they weren't in theaters for very long.
Right.
And they put them on USA because they knew kids were home from school. So that's where you would end up seeing a lot of these movies at. So yeah, Police Academy. I watched both the sequels for the Turtles, the live action ones.
Ew.
Just the first two.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all. I ain't watched the third one.
Okay. Yeah.
See, I'm a big fan of those movies because like my dad will take me to see them.
Yeah, but Turtles in Time is terrible. I don't care who you are.
I didn't like Turtles in Time.
Yeah, we went. He said, I remember as a kid, we went to the movie theaters and saw Turtles in Time, and I was like, this is terrible.
I watched several Denzel movies.
Well, always.
Equalizer 2.
The second one wasn't very good.
It was okay.
Not nearly as good as the first one.
No. What else? It's on the tip of my tongue. Out of Time. A Man on Fire.
Yeah. So I knew you were going to say Man on Fire.
Man on Fire was tough.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
Yeah. And he's not a typical action star.
Right.
But it's like, if Denzel rolled up in the room, you're like, oh shit. He about to do something. What else I've seen? I haven't watched none of the Marvel movies because I think I've seen them all. So like, ain't no point like really rehashing watching them. So I just try to go back and watch some older stuff. I think that's pretty much it that I watched. Because I would like pick a random actor and I'd like just like scroll through their catalog, find something. I watched Minority Report, but I didn't really care for that too much.
Yeah, I liked Minority Report up until like the last third of the movie. Then it kind of falls apart.
I just think Tom Cruise needs to stick with Mission Impossible. That's his stick.
Like I said, I mean, and I think Minority Report did pretty well in the movie theaters.
Yeah, I think it did too.
So, like I said, for me, I liked the movie up until the last third of it.
I couldn't get with it. What else? Rock movies. Anything with The Rock and I watched. I was watching Hobbs and Shaw. They are doing a sequel to that.
Why though?
Because it's The Rock. And it wasn't that bad. It really wasn't that bad.
Yeah, speaking of Rock, I did watch Jumanji: The Next Level. Mm-hmm. I don't know why. I mean, probably because the first one was good, surprisingly. So I'm like, you know what? I'll give this sequel a try. It was bad. Like the interactions between the characters was okay. So like The Rock and Kevin Hart were fucking hilarious with their interactions, but just the movie as a whole was fucking terrible.
Yeah, I haven't watched that yet. Yeah, but I like The Rock. Like what Hobbs and Shaw, The Rundown was good. I watched that again. It's something else The Rock I watched that came out the top of my head. I watched Shaft, the new Shaft.
Why though?
It wasn't bad.
You know what? I want to believe you, but I don't believe you.
I swear to God, it wasn't bad. Although
I want to believe you, but I don't believe you.
Although I think they messed up on the title. They should call it Shafted.
Yeah, that has a different meaning though.
Nah, it's the same thing. It's like a third. It's like no, this is the sequel to Shaft. So
yeah,
Shafted. I think Shafted would have sold well.
Like I want to believe you, but I don't.
Honestly,
believe you.
Like I'm telling you, put it's Sunday. Just matter of fact, watch it tomorrow. Just have it play in the background when you're doing work. That's all you need to do. Have it play in the background when you're doing work, and you be like, oh, okay.
It's like I want to believe you, but I don't believe you.
Transformers. I watched Dark of the Moon.
Ew.
Dark of the Moon wasn't bad.
It was. Oh yeah, okay. As opposed to the second one, yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. So that's the one. I could watch that one. I could watch that and the first one. Anytime.
Yeah. The first and the third one are only decent ones.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I caught and that's all I watched. Those few movies there. And then if I catch something from my list, I'll stop what I'm doing and watch that. So
yeah, I mean, I have some DVDs that I just pop them in every now and again. Like the last one I watched was Talladega Nights. It's still funny. It still holds up.
I watched The Other Guys.
Yeah, that's still fucking hilarious.
The Other Guys are really good.
So yeah, I got a bunch of comedies and some horror movies, so I'll pop them in every now and again.
Good stuff. So, what are your top 5 You want to do top 5 action movies or top 5 action stars? How you want to break it down?
Okay, we would start with the action movies first,
Okay.
and then we go to the action stars.
Okay, you get it off.
All right, so my number 5 for my top 5 action movies is Leon the Professional.
Ooh.
Gary Oldman, Jean Reno, Natalie Portman. That's my shit. I said, as far as action goes, that is just hands down one of the best ones to me.
That's a good number 5 right there.
My number 4, Big Trouble in Little China. Kurt Russell and his finest.
That's a good one.
My number 3, Into the Dragon. Said Bruce Lee was all over the action scene back in the mid-late 70s, and Into the Dragon and Return of the Dragon are just two top tier action flicks. My number 2, The Raid Redemption. That movie kicks all kinds of ass. All day, every day. Just the visceral nature of the fight scenes in The Raid Redemption is fucking ridiculous. And my number 1, which should probably surprise no one, is T2 Judgment Day. Just, for me, hands down, the best action movie ever. Now, granted, like making this list was extremely hard because I have a lot of. If it was a top 10, I would probably prefer it because there's a lot of movies that I just had to go through. It's like, I love you, but you can't be in my top 5.
Yeah, I thought about doing. I think the top 10 would have been really easy, but I wanted to kind of crunch and see me. You came with the same movies,
right?
Or not. Because I think top 5, you really gotta be like, what had an impact on me, like as far as like enjoyment and replayability and things like that.
Exactly. So. And my top 5 are movies that no matter the time, I can pop them in and I'm gonna sit and I can watch the whole movie and enjoy it. Right.
I feel you on that. That's a good list. That's a good list. You make sure you put that at the, I guess, in the end of the.
Yeah, I'll add those in the description what our top 5s are.
Who likes the list? What list better? So my top 5 are starting off 5 is Die Hard, Bruce Willis.
Yeah, that would have been in my top 10.
Yeah, I seen that at a young age, and I was like, this is a lot of cussing, a lot of shooting. And then you see it again as an adult, it's like, oh, this is really good still. Yeah. So it got a lot of comedy elements to it and everything. It's a really enjoyable movie. One of the best villains probably. I guess in that kind of genre, because he didn't give a fuck. Mm-hmm. Number 4 for me is The Predator. Now,
Predator or The Predator?
I'm sorry, Predator from 88.
Yeah, okay.
From Arnold Schwarzenegger. So, yeah, that whole... I think that's the first time... I think that's the first... Might be the first time I've seen Arnold Schwarzenegger in a movie, if I'm not mistaken. And just that whole... Like, that whole scene where the Predator is fucking them up one by one. Yeah. And you have... was it Jesse Ventura?
Yeah, Jesse the Body Ventura.
Action Jackson.
Carl Weathers.
Which
I wanted to be in my top 5, but it's like number 6.
And you got Bill Duke in there. It might have been some other people. I don't think. It might have been like famous in the 80s per se.
Well, yeah, Shane Black. He was in
that? Mm-hmm. What character was he?
The skinny dude with the glasses.
Oh, okay. Shane Black. He did that badass Iron Man 3 movie. But that's not neither here nor there. Yeah. But, okay. Yeah, so basically it's a good movie though. It's how they in the jungle, and then Arnold, he's the only survivor. He takes down the Predator. It's a quality movie. Yeah. Third for me is Sudden Death with John. Yeah. That me and him have a love-hate relationship. Like he can kick ass, but then like some of the movies are kind of like, eh.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Like I love Bloodsport.
Yeah, Bloodsport, Lionheart, Universal Soldier,
even Double Impact.
That doesn't rhyme, right?
No, that was him when he was
twins.
Yeah, the twins. I even enjoy Double Impact. Yeah, it's not one of my favorites, but I do enjoy it.
Right, exactly. So, but yeah, Sudden Impact, I like. I like that theme of the hockey game being the background of
Sudden Death.
Yeah, I like that a lot. So. My number 2 is Jackie Chan, Rumble in the Bronx.
Yeah, I was gonna put that on my list, but it lost out to Raid Redemption.
Raid Redemption probably is definitely a more high end action movie. But that's the first time I seen Jackie Chan in the movie. Like, my dad took me to see this, and I was like...
And that was his first foray into American movies.
Right, because my dad was like, let's go see this. I'm like, well, who is this? He's like, just go see it. You may enjoy it. And I'm like, I don't know who this guy is. But he did all his own stunts. Yeah. He kicked ass, and I was like, oh, I'm sold. So I was watching anything Jackie Chan at that point when I was like, whatever this came out, I don't know how old I was, but I was just sold on him from that one movie there. And my number one is T2. And the reason I think more so is on my list is the top one because I watched this bullshit ass movie. What was it? Terminator Dark Fate.
Yeah.
So I seen all the Terminator movies. The first one's good. Second one's even better. Third one was like, Fourth one, why? Then the fifth one, Then the sixth one's like, well, what did y'all run out of? Yeah. So I think that one will go down as probably just the best one, if not the best. One of the best movies, action movies of all time. Like
I said, it's number one on my list as well. So,
because I mean that I was looking after I was watching Dark Fate. I was very disappointed in what it was. I was looking for Terminator T2 to watch to make up for it because I'm like, it was such a good movie, and I think I saw that in theaters with my dad. Like, that's a tough ass movie. This is a tough ass movie. I don't know what to say about it.
Yeah. It's one of the best action movies with some of the biggest, baddest action set pieces.
Exactly. Like that whole scene they riding through the tunnels and everything.
Yeah, through the canal.
When they were in the
saying when they
building.
They stormed the corporate building.
Yeah.
It's just so many just beautifully well directed action set pieces.
Mm-hmm. James Cameron, come back.
I mean, James Cameron has said that he's only going to tell his stories through Avatar movies. So that's why he got somebody else to direct Dark Fate. But that was produced by James Cameron. And so we see how that turned out. As far as Terminators go, he just ran out of ideas.
Yeah. Oh, well, wishful thinking.
Right.
So what are your top 5 action stars?
Okay, so my top 5 action stars is going to be kind of a bit of a flip from what my top 5 action movies are. Mm-hmm. So for number 5, I have Jean-Claude Van Damme. For number 4, I have Carl Weathers, the Action Man. That's one of my favorite movies. Number 3, I have Sylvester Stallone. Number 2, Jackie Chan. And number 1, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Because Arnold Schwarzenegger just kind of defined action for me growing up. Yeah. He was in fucking every action movie everywhere. So he would be my number 1.
Well, he's number 5 for me.
Okay.
So yeah, like I said, he definitely defined that genre. And anytime something comes on with him that I enjoy, like a Predator or Terminator, I'm gonna sit down and watch that. I recently watched True Crimes.
You mean True Lies?
True Lies.
Yeah, I fucking love True Lies.
Yeah, that was decent. So yeah, Arnold's up there, top 5. My number 4 is Bruce Willis. Now, Bruce Willis has he has some hit and misses.
Oh yeah.
But he Die Hards. What else he's been in? Name some more type of ass. I can't think of it.
Oh, I was about to say Sucker Proxy, but that's a terrible movie.
Husband Hawk. But I think between Bruce and Arnold, I think they defined that whole action star genre right there.
Yeah, Bruce Willis more so because he was kind of the everyman.
Yeah.
So Arnold Schwarzenegger doesn't look like an everyman.
No,
he big strapping Austrian dude stands out, but Bruce Willis was kind of just like not a super fit, just regular kind of dude who gets put in a weird situation and until the later Die Hards where he turned into a fucking superhero.
Yeah, he does. Number 3 for me is Mr. Passenger 57,
Wesley Snipes. Yeah, I really wanted to add him in my list, but I was like, he wouldn't be in my top 5. He would have been in my top 10 of action stars.
Nah, man, look, Passenger 57 holds up to this day.
Oh, I love Passenger 57.
Blade
like the first Blade and Blade 2.
Yeah, they hold up. Jungle Fever.
I mean, that's not action, but
it's not action, but he brings the drama.
Like I said, yeah, I really was stressing with the top 5 because I did want to include Wesley Snipes. I was like, he wouldn't be top 5. He'd be in top 10 though.
Nah, you gotta give it up for Wesley. He was probably the only one of the few brothers, doing action.
Again, for me, he lost out to Carl Weathers.
Well, you know what? It wouldn't be Wesley if it wasn't for Carl Weathers.
I'm just saying.
So I feel you coming from with that. So number 2, Jackie Chan.
Okay, yeah, it makes sense. Yeah,
Yeah, you know, Rumble in the Bronx, Legend of the Drunken Master, Fly the Concorde. No, was it Fly the Concorde? The Condor.
Yeah, Condor. And,
Super Cop.
Yeah,
Super Cop 2.
God, yeah.
And the thing about it, like some of the movies didn't come to America, but like my dad would always order these DVDs, and I'm like, well, when this come out? I just be watching them, and it'd be hard as shit.
Yeah.
And then number 1 for me is Bruce Lee.
So yeah, Bruce Lee would have been my number 6 only because he wasn't in a lot of movies. Yeah, so you looking back at his career, he died too soon. He would have been a huge action star, but he died too soon. So that's why he didn't make my top 5, because he just wasn't in it. Like, even though I love Into the Dragon and Return of the Dragon,
Big Boss,
all of his movies, I love them, but he just wasn't in enough movies for him to be one of the top action stars in my book.
I understand. All mine are connected to some kind of sentimental value to watching these. Because like I remember when my dad got cable for the house, and the first thing came on was a Bruce Lee movie. It might have been Big Boss, and I'm like, oh, he kicking ass. And I was just like mesmerized by him doing all this stuff and everything, and his stance, his power, and everything, and it was very captivating. So I just remember, like Bruce Lee was like that was like top. Everything, especially like Enter the Dragon, those kind of movies. It was like he was the man.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's number 1 for me.
Yeah, like I said, I can understand. Like, yeah, you got a lot of people on my list who would have been in my top 10, but having to condense it down to the top 5 just made this extremely difficult.
Yeah, because you want to put everybody on there to a certain extent,
right?
So lastly, who is the best action star of all time?
For me, hands down, the best action star of all time would be Jackie Chan. Only because, 1, he's been in a shit ton of action movies, and 2, he's done all his stunts. So for me, just the fact that anytime you watch a Jackie Chan movie and you see somebody doing some crazy ass death-defying shit, it is him doing it. So he would be the best action star of all time for me.
I can't argue that. Because you watch enough of his movies, they're so like at the end of credits, like have him performing certain stunts, and I think he's broken every bone maybe at least twice.
Yeah, and the fact that the choreography that he implements into his movies is so fluid and it's so ridiculous. Like, he will use anything, use a ladder, use a mop, everything becomes a weapon. So your own tie that's on his enemy becomes a weapon.
Right.
It's like just the way he does the choreography in his movies is so clean. And him doing all of his own stunts sets him apart for me. So
and they really be fucking each other up too.
Oh yeah.
Because it's like in behind the scenes stuff, you can see like they'll be playfully like
because like in Hong Kong theater they ain't give a fuck about safety of the stuntman.
It's very hard to argue Jackie Chan because like on alone him just doing his own stunts and everything. I remember in the Bronx. He jumped off of something and landed on like the hovercraft. Mm-hmm. He broke his ankle, and he still finished the movie, but he had a cast on, and they put like some kind of sock.
Yeah,
it looked like a shoe.
It looked like a shoe over top of the cast.
You had no idea. That he did that. So I would say for me, number 1, I think it would probably be Arnold. If I'm looking at Arnold different from Jackie Chan, I would say like maybe like highest grossing action star.
Well, yeah.
I think Arnold got that in the bag. He's done the action, he's done the comedy, and let's not forget Twins. So
I like Twins. But.
Right. So I think Arnold got that though. He's still making movies. They might not be the same quality of or good as they were back when he first started his career, but
everybody gets old.
This is true, but he's still doing it. Now, I do not want him to do another Terminator movie unless they're gonna make it right.
They're not gonna make it right because they ran out of ideas. T2 was the perfect ending to the Terminator saga.
It really was. So yeah, I would say Arnold. He got it because probably highest grossing, and he killed a lot of people. He killed a lot of people.
Commando. The body count is fucking insane. Let's say I can understand Arnold Schwarzenegger because for me it was kind of a toss up between Jackie Chan and Arnold Schwarzenegger. But for the reasons that I mentioned, I went with Jackie Chan.
I understand. I respect it. Who you think will win though in a fight? Because they were in a movie together, but I don't think they fight each other.
Yeah, it was like Around the World in 80 Days. Was
that it?
Yeah, that was the movie that they were in together.
Okay.
I mean, if it's a sheer technical fight, Jackie Chan hands down. But Arnold Schwarzenegger is a big dude, big strong motherfucking bodybuilder. So strength wise,
we got to put him in his prime though. We got to put Arnold.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. I'm not looking at them two now. They both old. They will hurt themselves even starting up the fight. So I'm looking at both in their prime. So from a pure technical standpoint, I would give it to Jackie Chan all day. Arnold Schwarzenegger wouldn't keep up with him. No. But from a strength standpoint, Arnold Schwarzenegger all goddamn day. Jackie Chan ain't matching that man's strength.
Nah. Who you think is like an up-and-coming rising action star?
For me, it would be his name is Uko Iwaz. He's the guy from the main character from The Raid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's been consistently doing more and more action movies. Like I think the last one he was in, he was in Star Wars Episode 8. He had a small part. Okay. But he's pretty up and coming.
I can't think of anybody top of my head that I've seen. I think I follow enough. Like I think of like Tony Jaa.
His star grew really bright, but then it just kind of fizzled.
Yeah, exactly. I think of Vin Diesel, but he's been doing it for quite a while though. But I don't know. I can't see his action star though.
He tries to be. I'm not a huge fan of Vin Diesel. Okay, his name is Iko Uwaz.
Oh, okay.
Iko Uwaz.
Shit, Keanu Reeves.
I mean, he's not an up-and-coming action star. But he been in the game. I mean, granted, his star has really exploded now.
Yeah.
So he was already big, then his light kind of dimmed. Now his star has exploded.
Yeah, but them John Wick movies, I think he had a really good resurgence out coming back into the fold. So, because I didn't think John Wick was going to be any good after seeing 47 Ronin or Ronin 47. What was it called?
47 Ronin. Yeah, that movie was terrible.
That was terrible. And then I ain't gonna see John Wick. But then I
went and saw John Wick.
I was very surprised how good that was. And then we saw John Wick 2 and then 3. Then of course he's known for the adventurous movies, but I would say he's like almost maybe 70, I think. Mm-mm. He's old.
Yeah, no, not even remotely close to 70. So, we had the beauty of the internet. We can get his actual age.
He's old, though. He's up there. If he's in his 50s, I'd be surprised.
Yeah, he's only 56.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
56. I thought he was older than that because they make it seem like he's been through a lot. They said he's the First World War or some shit.
No, yeah, he's only 50. Yeah, he turns 56.
Good stuff. So, well, I guess I got no more for the list. You got anything else you want to add?
Nope, I think that's. If this was a top 10, I could have included more movies and people that whose action I admire. But since this is a top 5, I'm pretty good with my list.
Me too. Wesley, pay your taxes. That way you see some more movies.
All right, well, that's our show. And as always, check us out on YouTube, SoundCloud, Google Music Play, iTunes. And peace out.
Peace.